Napoleon had officially abdicated. In the following days, his demeanor seemed almost detached, an odd sense of calm and distance in every word and every action. Those close to Napoleon were sure that his life was in danger, and so they pushed for his escape to America. He ordered 2 ships to be ready for him at Rochefort and told his librarian to prepare books for him to read during the journey. Maybe he would even write his own memoir. Surely people would be interested. He began going through his things, what to keep, what to burn, but none of it particularly in a hurry. He found things he had written about when he was younger, the romance novel he had written about a soldier and his lover, and his first sexual experience with a woman. These he would keep. On May 25th, 1815, he left Paris for Malmaison, the country house that his first wife Joséphine had found and purchased while he was in Egypt. He had been furious with her when she bought it because of how expensive it was and how much work it needed to have done. Malmaison was about 8 miles west of the center of Paris, a country retreat, and exactly where he wanted to go. He had to leave through the side door at the Élysée because people were standing outside in droves watching and waiting to see what he might do. A provisional government had formed, and Napoleon was told that before there was any way that he could leave France, he had to get permission. In the meantime, troops would guard him while he was at Malmaison. All of Napoleon's family joined him: his mother, his stepdaughter Hortense from Joséphine, his 2 brothers, as well as his most important aides and generals. Malmaison held so many memories for Napoleon, and now it was almost exactly 1 year after Joséphine had died in that very place. He saw many visitors, even his son by his mistress Éléonore, the only illegitimate child he ever recognized. He even promised the boy that he would send for him when he was in America. And all the while, the makeshift government was negotiating with Louis XVIII to come back from Belgium to be reinstated, even though there were still others who wanted to put in another person entirely. In the aftermath of Waterloo, the Allied armies had continued to fight with the French. There were officers that had grand ideas of jailbreaking Napoleon from Malmaison and have him rejoin to help them reform and recover the army. News came that the Allied army was on the move again. When Napoleon found out, he contacted the provisional government and immediately offered to come in and help lead the army. He promised, once he had won, that he would retire and go into exile. This was out of the question. The provisional government didn't want to chance angering Napoleon, the Allied army, or any that were in support of Napoleon in case that either did something rash. The Minister of the Navy was sent to tell Napoleon that 2 ships were ready for him to sail to America at Rochefort. With this news on that very same day, Napoleon readied himself for departure. He said goodbye to his family and all those who had been close to him and supported him. But there was one final thing he needed to do. He went to the room where Joséphine had died. He spent some time in that space, and then left. Napoleon was escorted to Rochefort. When he got there, he found that the 2 ships that were meant to take him to America were blocked by the British Royal Navy. Napoleon had been promised that he would be given permission for safe passage by the interim government to leave. That did not come. Napoleon was now far away from Paris and away from anyone that could help him.